So of course I'd want to be better at that than I was in my previous career. I think that's when the idea of understanding a long-term view became important, because I wasn't going to catch these kids in a week. I wasn't going to catch them in a year, right? So that's when I sat down and said, okay, this is going to take some thought, all right? What do I want to work on first? All right, shooting. All right, let's knock this out. Let's focus on this. Half a year, 6 months, do nothing but shoot. All right, after that, all right, creating your own shot. And then you focus. So I started creating a menu of things. When I came back the next summer, I was a little bit better. Got my three-point shot, like just open shots, not miss open shots. Be able to shoot it with speed, because those kids are so much more athletic. And then the next summer I came back, I was a little better. And the summer came back, I scored. It wasn't much, but I scored. Back half of 13, 14 years old, and then I was just killing everyone. And it happened in 2 years. And I wasn't expecting it to happen in 2 years, but it did, because what I had to do was work on the basics and the fundamentals, while they relied on their athleticism and their natural ability. And because I stick to the fundamentals, it just caught up to them. Meaning that, I played to figure things out. I played to learn something, right? Because I think if you play with a fear of failure, or you play with the will to win, or that supersedes the fear of failure, I think it's a weakness either way, right? Because if you play with the fear of failing, you'll have the pressure on yourself to play, to capitulate to that fear. If you play with the sense of, I want to win, then you have the fear of what happens if you don't. If you fail on Monday, the only way it's a failure on Monday is if you decide to not progress from that, right? So that, to me, that's why failure is not existent. Because, if I fail today, okay, I'm going to learn something from that failure, and I'm going to try again on Tuesday. And fail, and I'm going to try again on Wednesday. It doesn't exist.
When you're focused on being successful and trying to become the very best that you possibly can, you have to wake up every day with that mindset that's going to make you want to be the best. You're going to want to improve upon every single thing that you can every single day. And that's going to cause you to become better at everything that you do. If you want to be better every single day and try to become the best version of you every single day, when you wake up, put your feet on the ground and want to be better, try to be better, and know that that's the best way that you will become successful, is becoming better than you were the day before. Be better than you were yesterday. You should always be trying to improve upon yourself, your mindset, your mentality, and figure out what it is that you really need to get done. Wake up every single morning and have a list of achievements that you need to go out there and achieve. Not that you want to do, but what you need to do. Go out there and make it happen. Do whatever you can to get better and improve upon your life, improve upon your mentality. Now, these don't have to be these massive, huge scope things to get done, but just little things here and there that are going to give you a slight improvement on the day before, and that you can see this progress and understand that what you're doing is making an impact on your life, and thus giving an impact to those around you. Because the better you're doing, the better chance that those around you are going to be excited, inspired, and want to do better for themselves, because they see you doing that. And if everybody's working their best, then the world will be a better place, because you thought you should try to be better than you were yesterday.
I wanted to prove you don't need to babysit me. Like, I'm fine, And so it's always that competitive nature, the work ethic, and curiosity. Because I asked a lot of questions. Playing with Bryant Scott, I asked him a lot of questions. Eddie Jones, who was great at chasing guards off the screens, and I didn't understand how to do that. I would sit with him before practice, after practice. Magic, James Worthy, Kurt Rambis, Kareem Abdul, all the Laker greats. I would always sit down and just ask them questions about certain games that I studied growing up. What actually happened there? What did you feel there? Why? Bird tough to defend, why? Seriously, what does failure mean? It doesn't exist. It's a figment of your imagination. What does it mean? I'm trying to think, how can I explain it? So let's use happy endings, right? And then we can relate this to failure and why it's not existent. Everybody talks about, everybody wants a happy ending, right? Now let's go to the reality of it, right? Let's look at a fairy tale story. Let's look at Snow White. She gets a happy ending. She finds Prince, whatever, she goes on. She lives happily ever after. I think the best way to prove your value is to work, is to learn, is to absorb, to be a sponge. But you always want to outwork your potential. As hard as you believe you can work harder than that. And that's what I tried to do when I first came in the league. But basketball is such a direct competition sport that me coming in at 17, I hated when my teammates would say, I get hit with an elbow, right? Shaq would hit me with an elbow in practice, and Nick Van Exel would come up and say, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "What? Are you okay?" So I always had that extra chip on my shoulder. So every day in practice for me was really trying to annihilate everybody that I was playing against.
Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let us know what you thought down in the comments section below.